art style is just your playstyle in this game we call art. Let me ask you this. Do you play games? Statistically, there's a very high chance you do. And if so, are you a PC or console player? What sort of genre are you into? Are you a hardcore gamer who loves to nerd out about numbers and stats, or just someone who wants to pass the time? Whatever your answer are, one thing is universal. If you play games, you have a playstyle. And just like an art style, your playstyle is how you choose to interact with the mediums of video games. For example, I mainly play games on my PC. Most of the stuff on my library are just roguelikes and co-op shooters, but I dabble in a few genres here and there. In the art world, I mainly draw digitally on my PC, and most of the stuff I draw are just backgrounds and characters, so for this year I want to try making comics too. My medium is 2D digital illustration, and my favorite genre is background and characters. And you can see where I'm going with this now, can't you? Your art style, first and foremost, is your choice of medium and subject matter, determined by your overall taste and preferences as a human being. Just like how in the video game world, your playstyle is firstly determined by, the type of game and genre you enjoy. And this goes both ways too. It's also determined by what you don't like. I myself personally despise anything that requires too much technical precision. The hard surface sculpting or just practical architecture are stuff I would never want to get into ever. As such, my drawing style has a lot of loose, kind of messy brush strokes with exaggerated proportions. As a gamer, my biggest weakness is that I have no patience whatsoever, and so I'm a lot more drawn towards games that has a lot of fast-paced action that require in-the-moment thinking and strategization. Basically, I need constant stimulus, otherwise I'll get bored, okay? But that's just the first layer. Art style is also how well you're able to interact with the mediums on the technical front too. This was my art style back in 2022, quotation mark, because back then I would not have considered these ugly mess to be my style, but whatever. It's mostly just flat backgrounds with a very simple color palette because I had absolutely no idea what perspective even was, and my dexterity was so god awful that I wasn't able to make anything look proper using line art. Whether I like it or not, this was my art style, shaped by my taste and utter lack of technical proficiency. And the fun thing about art is that it has no skill ceiling. 3 years later, and my current art style is still kind of simple, lots of minimal detailed elements with just a blanket of good lighting over the whole thing. But it is still shaped by my taste and now my utter lack of proficiency in character art and proper brushwork. You may have heard that art style is just how an artist chooses to do something incorrectly, but let me tell you, okay, the artists don't even need to realize that they're doing it wrong to begin with. It's most obvious with beginner art, where you can see the intent and taste that is just being held back by a lack of proper technique. And I'm not poking fun of beginner artists, okay? I was and honestly still is one myself. I'm just saying, whether you want to admit or not, you already have an art style. And sure, it might not be what you wanted, but think of it like a work in progress instead of, oh, I don't have an art style, I need to get one. It's more like my art style isn't where I want it to be, but with enough time and effort, I can eventually mold and shape this ugly mess into it. Because it's not like some magical attribute you can just assign to your art. It's literally just another skill, like coloring and line work. Both your strengths and weaknesses has a role to play because they both influence the creative process in some way. But funny enough, the weakness is actually a blessing and the strength is actually a curse. Because art has no skill ceiling, so the better you are, the more you just realize how much you still suck. And on the flip side, your shortcomings and weaknesses give your art those imperfections that makes it undeniably human and actually unique. Ever wonder why these AI tools just kinda turn out the same old looking, uninspiring, boring slop every time? It's not because their output is bad or ugly or anything like that. It's because their mistakes aren't genuine, their imperfections aren't relatable, and honestly, their victories are not worth celebrating. Like, this is me drawing a hand, right? I know it sucks, but it probably doesn't give off the same feeling if an AI did it, right? And that's not because, haha, AI is bad. Just because I'm a human, and human has a natural tendency to want to connect with other humans. When other artists see this, they'll be able to relate because, genuinely, drawing a hand is actually impossible. Depending on how many people this video managed to reach, some of you might even feel kinda validated and relief, because even though I can make some pretty impressive looking backgrounds, this is the limit of my artistic capability when it comes to drawing humans. With AI, you don't get any of that. There's nothing to relate to because you're literally not a computer program. It's like when companies try to be quirky and relatable in their advertising, and it's so awfully cringe because you know they don't give a damn about anything other than money. That's honestly what AI Gen tool feels like. Hey guys, I'm just a tool for artists, I care about you guys so much, and I'm definitely by no means as an attempt to monetize the very essence of creativity itself. It's fun to marvel at a masterfully crafted piece of art, even when it's literally programmed to make no mistakes. But perfections aren't relatable, and it's a lot harder to feel connected to something that feels so utterly out of reach, isn't it? Like the rough edges, in my opinion, are what makes the art and the artist special and unique to begin with. Like, take a look at One Punch Man. It's one of the most popular shonen manga ever made, and it looks like this. Yet, the artist still managed to tell a genuinely amazing story in spite of it. And for aspiring writers and artists, it's living proof that you don't need amazing art or technical perfection for your stories to be heard and understood. Lastly, art style is about the artist's workflow too. It's the way each artist goes about making art, and it's a combination of both taste and technique, as art essentially has no hard rules and you can really do whatever you want. You prefer to work in Cryptio Paint or Procreate. What's your rendering process? You start from dark to light, or you don't even care about colors at all, and you start with grayscale. It's not a game where, there's usually a meta pick or an objectively best strategy. In the art world, literally every technique and method is the meta. In the word of the great Marco Bucci, the way your process feels to you has a significant bearing on the outcome. And that video, I mentioned how I still don't understand how the gradient map coding technique works. Aside from the reasons I mentioned there, it's also because I genuinely don't enjoy working like that. Like, I have my own coloring process, it's my method of choice, and it's how I'm able to get my lighting to look like the way it is. Maybe as I get better at this whole rendering thing, my workflow will change, but as of now, I don't have any reason to adopt a new workflow or technique that I'm not comfortable with. Your workflow is how you choose to apply your understanding of the fundamentals in your own way, along with your preferences for a specific method or process. Tastes and techniques are like your tools, and workflow is how you utilize them together to make art. And art style, in my opinion, is the cumulative result of all three of them. This is just what I've come to realize after spending the last 3 years of my art journey looking for a style that I can feel like it's a true extension of myself. It's definitely not the perfect definition, but speaking from personal experience, it was the one that really clicked for me. I just made a riff board of all the drawings I love, wrote down what exactly that makes me like them so much. Realized that in order to actually be able to draw it out first, I would have to learn the required skill and technical understanding of the relevant fundamentals. I also studied my favorite artists' workflow and technique because I figured if I wanted to emulate their looks, I might as well emulate their drawing process, right? A lot of professionals will say that stylization isn't for beginners, but personally I think so long as you aren't unhealthily obsessing over it, it's really not gonna hurt your growth at all. I mean, if you really think about it, how much harm can come from just trying to figure out your artistic preferences, cool techniques and tricks to apply in your next drawing, and trying to develop your own work process, right? The journey is far from over, of course, for me. My dream art style will still require me to grind for at least another 5 years, and honestly, by that point, I'll probably have my eyes set on something even better and greater. Which, that's just the beauty of art, you know? It's a never-ending journey so long as you keep gazing towards the horizon.